are as a people, that the Lord will bring us what? Into Egypt again with ships. All right? And we see that there's no doubt that this is the spiritual Egypt, okay, that was prophesied within the curses that will befall us, all right? And it will be a token to show who we are. So you can get that, bro.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Yeah, so the Lord promised that he would do this to us if we broke the law. And what did we do? We broke the law. So this is one of the things that will happen to us. And it said by ships, because one thing that's documented when it comes to the slavery of the so-called, what they call Africans, okay, is what? That middle passage, which was those ships, okay? So the Lord left all these indicators to show who we are as a people. So the people that were on those ships, and those ships went both ways. Because you had the Northern Kingdom being shipped back to Spain and Portugal, and you had Jake being shipped from the coast of Africa into the Americas, man. Okay? So there was the Lord making good on this promise, and that word Egypt goes into bondage in this context, man. You got it, bro.
It says, thou shalt see it no more again.
Yep.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Yo, so we were sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and then we said no man shall buy you. It means that we wouldn't be redeemed from this situation. Right. Okay, so to this day, we haven't been redeemed, and that's why we're waiting on our Redeemer, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, because it was set up for us to be in bondage so the Lord can do a second exodus out of this spiritual Egypt, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And you have these individuals talk about, you know, that no man shall buy you, you're gonna sell yourself.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know, and when you go through Revelation, I got Revelation on the brain, Deuteronomy 28, from the 15th verse down, there's different instances where it says, you know, no man's gonna be able to help you, save you. You're not gonna be able to redeem yourself. So when we get down to the 68th verse, it's talking about not being able to redeem ourselves.
That's it.
Because you had what was known as the law of redemption. You had, you know, like if your brother fell in decay with a nation, and he sold himself to them in slavery, and you had the money to get him out of it, you can get him out of it. Or if he built up enough money, and he could redeem himself out of that situation. And that's what it's talking about. There was nobody going to be able to help us to get out of this condition except for Yahweh Shai.
About this?
If I can say something too, I think it's Deuteronomy 28 and 32. It said there wasn't going to be no might in our hands. Like the Lord took the warrior spirit, he took that away. You know?
Yeah, for us vulnerable, man.
Exactly.
You know?
I got this. You got this word for redeem in Galatians, the 4th chapter. It's Strong's G 1805. What's it? Exaggerazo. It says to redeem by payment of a price, to recover from the power of another, to ransom, buy off, metaphorically, of a Mashiach, freeing the elect from the dominion of the Mosaic law at the price of his vicarious death.
There you go.
You know?
So that's pretty much showing you that no one was able to redeem us.
You
know, nobody here. And how many leaders throughout the years have tried to redeem Jake?
To this day.
Whether by, you know, force or by legislation. You know, marching and, you know, being on the front line protesting, getting their heads beaten, getting tossed into prison and all that. None of that did anything. Because we're still in the same condition that we've been in since we've been here. You know, ain't nothing changed. The only thing that changed is time and the different faces that are ruling. But everything else still remains the same. Our condition ain't improved. If anything, it's got worse. And on top of that, it degenerated beyond what it used to be. Because in the 60s and 70s, Jake had more love for each other. Today is like gone. But that's that demonic vibration. The Lord said, I will mingle a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt. And that's what we see right now. And this is more proof that this is, you know, ancient or modern day Egypt. You know?
That's it.
You got that, bro. Get that who named Memphis, because it said we'll be sold to our enemies.
Right.
Okay? So we're going to get into the history about how Memphis was even named. Go ahead.
Beautiful. It says, who named Memphis? Memphis, Tennessee was named in 1819 by John Overton, James Winchester, and Andrew Jackson.
You know, which he's the most prominent of them devils. Okay? But you have to understand, Esau, even when you go into the history, okay, Esau was always infatuated with Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you had the Ptolemaic dynasty. Those was the Edomites that was ruling out of Egypt. Even when you go into Alexander the Great, when he was going to war with the Persians, when he went into Egypt, they honored him as a pharaoh. You know, so these devils always had an infatuation with Egypt, even going back to what Aleister Crowley. Okay, where you get that sex magic. Well, Esau got there from Egypt. You know, so this devil has always had a spiritual tie into Egypt.
Yeah,
you know,
because the Lord said that they did this going back to their youth.
Yep.
This is where they built that whole demonic sorcery empire.
Yep.
By taking up all of the different gods and cultures and customs of different nations and incorporating it all into here. America, Babylon the Great.
Stand out without enchantment.
Yep. Was Egypt what was the main god of Egypt was Amen-Ra, the sun god.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yep. This is a sun over the head that they call this a Katushe. And they got the gods in there. And then you see they got the Yakal. Oh, he on the phone. But he pulled up the information.
Right.
So this whole thing is called a Katushe, and it's got the gods here. This is a god here, but that's the sun over his head right there. It's the double crown.
Now you see that double crown.
The double crown.
That right there was set up to catch the sun, the rays of the sun.
Yeah.
And this is why, like when they had the twin towers up, they had it in the west where the sun sets, and the sun was set between.
Right between those. Yeah.
To catch it to bring it back again the next day. You know, so these devils, they're more subtle than any beast in the field.
That's it.
And then this whole system is founded on Sunday being like this sacred day.
And that's a lot. And also too, Aleister Crowley, when he had his arms up like that was also the same symbol.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
If I may add, which goes back to the Twin Towers, and I want to say, y'all got on this, like the Newport cigarettes, it's like two sticks, like one is kind of like both of the sticks is coming out the box.
Oh yeah.
But it represents that too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's been years since it was brought up.
Okay.
He's going,
It says they named it Memphis after the ancient capital of Egypt.
Right, because I asked AI, is something about that, you know, and they said, well, no, that's not true because, you know, Cairo is the capital of Egypt. Yeah, but that's modern capital. The ancient capital is Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, but see how, you know, they just throw anything out there.
I was gonna say because Andrew Jackson, one of his motivations for naming this region Memphis was to trump Cairo, Illinois. And you go into it, once he did that, like Cairo, Illinois declined and Memphis increased.
Yeah, because this was, you know, the hot spot.
Yep.
The distribution center.
Yep.
Like
For
Memphis
the river.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Because the river, Mississippi River, is supposed to be a mirror of the Nile River, where ancient Memphis set on.
It's set on
that river,
west,
which is transportation. Yep.
And we're also on top of the Delta.
Yeah.
Like Memphis to North Mississippi.
Yeah.
This is a whole Delta region.
Yeah.
And that's what we had in Egypt. The Delta within Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a song like that.
Yeah.
One of them classic rock songs, something about the Delta.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know if Apostle Dubois was watching, he would know what I'm talking about. But also Washington, D.C., the area that they chose was like a marsh area.
Yeah.
And they chose it for the purpose of Egypt.
Yeah.
Because Egypt is built on a marsh.
Damn.
So they chose that area for that, and that's why like they wanted to set up certain buildings because Esau's thing is about mathematics, about astronomy and all that. So there was a certain measurement that each building had to be apart from each other, so that they can work their magic.
Yeah.
But the marshy area was so unstable that they had to shift it from where they wanted it at.
That's
You know?
That's also, I know, like about Washington D.C. is something about 10 square miles by 10.
Yep.
And like if you go to like a watch shop, the most of the watches are already be set to that time. Like they not moving, but they be set on that time, like 10:10. So they numbers, like they just show you they're in the numerology and the numbers, which numerology that go back to Egypt too. You know, they deal with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's these are all like little signs that this place is dealing with you know, America. America here is ancient Egypt, but it's not going to come out straight out and say that.
Yep.
Right.
Because if it did, guess what? The Bible wouldn't be around.
That's it. That's it.
You know, if everything was blatant,
Yeah.
then these devils would have been got rid of the Bible.
Yep.
If it said the Edomites are the so-called white people,
Yep.
they will be ruling from America. America's where they're going to have the New World Order.
If it was that literal.
The micro C hip is the MOTB, you know. So where would be the mystery?
Right.
It wouldn't be a mystery.
You know.
Yep.
You brothers got it.
You got that, bro.
Yeah, this morning, just back with the brother. They said they named it Memphis after the ancient capital of Egypt on the Nile River
Yep.
because it sits on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi.
Yeah, because it's another name for Memphis is Bluff City.
Damn.
Yeah. Bluff City. Yep.
That's a great mystery. That's a great mystery.
It says similar to how ancient Memphis was located on the Nile, the idea was given to the new city on a grand historic feeling, drawing a symbolic connection between the mighty Mississippi and the Nile.
Yeah. So it shows you that this is spiritual Egypt. So let's get that in
And they call it
Revelation.
the American now.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it's like how a percentage of like 70% of America sits on the west of the Nile.
That's it.
of the
Yeah.
Mississippi,
That's
and
it.
30% sit on the other
That's
side.
it.
But that's how Nile split ancient Egypt.
The same way.
Yeah, it's like 30% of the land is on the west of the
Yep.
Nile River.
Yep.
And 70%
on the west,
and
30% on the east.
Yeah, so that's how you know they mimic. They
Yep.
mimic ancient
Yep.
Egypt.
Yep.
It was by design.
Yep.
It ain't just a coincidence.
Yep.
Right.
Because the Mississippi, it cuts straight through the center of the country.
That's it.
Like even with the highways, how they're set up, going into numerology, these devils have I-40, I-55.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where we at in Memphis.
Uh-huh.
And these are two major trucking highways that cut all the way across the country
That's
from
it.
east to west.
Both ways,
40,
yeah.
40 take you from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
Wow.
And 55 will take you from to the Great
Oh,
Lakes
north
down
to
to
south.
the
Yeah.
Gulf.
So they got
Yeah.
east, west, and north and south
Yeah.
covered.
And Memphis sits
Right
right,
in the middle.
Memphis sits right there, like the two bridges. One is 45, one is 55.
Yeah, that's it.
So to come into
Yeah.
Memphis, you can only take one of those two bridges coming and
To
going
lead
out.
you either way it go. Because
Yep.
you go north, east, west, south
Yep.
to 55.
55 and
What
40.
makes a regular degree in? 45.
45 and 50.
Yeah.
40 and 55.
Then that cross is the 90 degree, right?
Yep.
See, it all add up.
Yep.
crazy.
And when you look it up, it'll tell you that Memphis is America's distribution center.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, I'm sorry, brother.
Now I'm saying the main hub.
That's why I said that America pretty much was set up by the Masons.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So now you have what they call the speculative Mason, and you have the craft Mason.
Yeah.
Craft Masons are the ones that actually know how to do stuff.
Yep.
Speculative Masons, they didn't know shit about, they didn't know what a compass or a square was.
That's the average nigga that's got the bumper
That's
sticker
it,
on his
that's
car
it.
and shit.
And that's
yeah.
how you know that they ain't not real Masons.
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck
Because
going on.
Masons, you know, they want to keep their shit secret.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
they don't want to, you know, broadcast to everybody.
Yep. Yep.
You know, and anyone that really mattered was most of the time, in most cases, was always in the background.
Yep.
You know, either they were hiding or they were hidden in plain sight.
In plain sight. Yep.
You got that Revelation?
Revelation 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yeah, so it says spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So going back to linking that up with Deuteronomy 28 and 68, because it said we will come through Egypt by ships. And then now this goes into the state we will be in when we will come over here in ships, which is spiritually dead. So it says spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So you see the characteristic of Sodom through the culture, the alphabet. But then now, as brothers is getting into, you see the culture also of Egypt that's alive in this society, man. You know? So this is nothing but prophecy speaking, okay, and linking us to being what? The Israelites, man. You know? But there's one people that's been spiritually dead in this country, man. That's the tribes, man. Go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, so this wasn't the physical place where Yahweh Shai was crucified, but they crucified him, all right, they crossed him out in what? In lifestyle, man, the culture, you know, in doctrine.
Worship.
You know, yeah.
In worship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, that's why Elon Musk said that what the AI is going to be our new God. See,
Yep.
we look to Yahweh Shai. Esau trying to set in the AI, therefore we look towards the AI to be our power, our salvation. That's how, you know, when you say he X'd out Yahweh shot. Exactly. You know, but like the scripture say.
But that's why Elon Musk said that out of Memphis, AI, the new God could come out.
That's where our new God will come from.
So instead of calling upon Yahweh Shema Shad by defense, AI is going to be
That's
That's their savior.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
And
he put in place.
That's direct blasphemy against the Most High.
Yeah, that's it.
Because remember when we had the lesson, we did it before. When you really go into the word intelligence, your brother can get it, right? When you go into the word intelligence in the etymology, it means the highest faculty of the mind. Can we get it, Baba Shah? So they want to give you artificial
intelligence,
which is complete opposite of the highest faculty of the mind. The highest faculty of the mind would be who? Yahweh Shah.
Because intelligence is to tell intel.
Intel.
You know, to tell in. So the Lord giving us a direct inspiration, and they're trying to do it artificial. Because what is the main purpose and goal for people to get connected with the web outside of being connected to the system is to become so-called smarter, faster. There was I think it was either a movie or a series where it was these women, and then there were sisters, and there were track brothers, and one of them had like a
prosthetic
legs, leg, and she was able to do a lot more. And then the other one finally got it or some shit like that. So I don't remember if that was a series or if it was a movie or something like, you know.
But that's the thing, the transhumanism, you know, merging men with machines.
There you go.
You know, that's the route Esau wants to take.
That's the future.
Society. Basically, remolding and remaking his image of humanity.
And those ancient pharaohs, they would try to make themselves gods. Like that's what Esau trying to do. He's trying to manually make himself a god, you know, through his technology and left-hand witchcraft. That's why those pharaohs, they did a lot of those rituals. You've even seen that on Apocalypse, the X-Men Apocalypse. Because Apocalypse was trying to he showed them in the pyramid trying to do a ritual to make himself a god. He was trying to transfer his soul
into Professor X. So
that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to transfer people's souls into his machinery.
That's it.
So he can be a god and that he can rule over people through his digital breed.
That's why you have the scripture says there should be like shepherds watching over the cities. And that's why you have all this, you know, like you see over there, they got cameras. Everywhere you go, they got cameras.
All seen.
The movie, Enemy of the State. You know, they were following cameras from different locations, you know, from outside, from, you know, inside of, you know, people's businesses, you know, and that's what they want. They want a total surveillance state or surveillance world that they can see everything because they want to be like the most.
That's it.
All seeing
That's it.
It's called, is it omniscient?
Omniscient.
They want to be omniscient.
I forgot what I called it yesterday.
You said omniculous.
I think that might be a word too, though.
It could be.
Omniculous.
Because omni is like
all.
And oculus goes to the eyes.
See, all seeing.
Omniscient.
Omniscient means all present, all omnipresent. Omnipresent.
It's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be omni-everything.
Omni-everything. That's it.
And it shows you that they don't operate, they're not spiritual. They're carnal men because they want to make this thing artificial. They don't have the ability to make, they know it's coming because they read it in the scriptures.
They see it in the scriptures.
But they want to mimic that. You know? That's why it says he opposes and exalted himself against all that is called the Most High. You know?
Which we'll get this definition, and then I'll make the point I was about to make. You got it in the etymology?
I got it. Go ahead.
Intelligence. This intelligence in the etymology, late 14th century, the highest faculty of the mind, capacity for comprehending general truths.
That's longer Esau, because he's not about the truth. He wants to take truth from you and give you artificial intelligence. Because you go in the word artificial, it means not genuine, not natural. You know, that's why you got GMOs. You know, that's why you got altered. It's altered. You know, because now you can't see the Most High. Brother, get Psalms 96 and 13, because it's all about, you know, judgment with the Most High is all about truth. The scriptures say no lies are the truth.
That's right.
But Esau's power is to take everything that's true, everything that's authentic, everything that's
right
organic,
down.
and flip it upside down, but present it to you like, oh, this is the best thing that's ever been created. Even what God told you was right, it ain't better than this.
Just like the garden. He was in the garden.
That's why they want to destroy the God gene.
That's why they want to destroy the God
They want to
gene.
destroy that connection between the Most High and us, so that they can take that onto themselves.
So the second chapter, because that's what that device going to do. He said, why do the heathen rage and imagine the same thing? Yep, that's exactly what he's trying to
The
do.
Lord said he's going to be sitting up in the heavens laughing at
That's
them.
it. You have them in derision.
And he created your dumb ass.
Yeah.
You know, it's like like you watch your children, right? And you know they're about to do some dumb shit, and you already know what they're about to do, and you think, and you see them. You see their mind going like they think they're doing something, and you just sitting there the whole time laughing.
As you tell them, don't do that.
Right. Yep.
Go, cut.
Psalms 96 and 13, right?
Yeah, you start at 10.
10? Okay. Psalms 96 and 10. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Verse 11. Let the heavens rejoice and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. Verse 13. Before
the whole world is connected to truth. You know, the earth is ordered because the way that it's being governed is not according to the true judgment of Yahweh Shai. So when Yahweh Shai comes back to the earth, the trees are going to rejoice. The animals are going to rejoice. Everything on the earth is connected to the judgment of truth.
Yeah.
So this is like a heralding of Yahweh Shai to come back and judge the earth. It's going to tell you how he's going to judge it. Go ahead.
That's how equity is going to come back to the planet.
That's it.
Because under the rule of this devil, you're not going to get a fair shake.
No.
Nobody is except for them.
Yeah, they the only one.
Everything's going to be off balance.
That's why I say there's nothing more wicked than a covetous man. Because he takes from himself.
Yeah.
Like, we are people that are for building our people.
Yeah.
You know, one shall become 1,000. Giving. Yeah. Love thy neighbor. Charity. Cover the multitude of sins. And he's just the opposite.
Abundance for everybody.
Yeah, he's just a reaper.
Hey, his soul that is lifted up in him is not upright.
It's not upright in them.
Yep.
You know? The soul can't do right.
Yeah.
And
You
then
see
it's
this
so-
in Jake's spirit.
Yeah, but the Lord programmed Esau that way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he can't go out there, the environment, because the Lord programs him.
Nope.
Go back to you done on that?
It's a little more.
Psalms 96 and 13. Before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness and the people with his truth.
So, before the Lord comes, we have to bear witness to the truth.
Psalm 33.
We out here as a testimony to Yahweh Shai, telling you what the truth is. Telling you that these are no gods. So these are the next assimilations of power. So these are not the God means power. This is artificial power. We're trying to tell you the true power. True power.
Somebody give Mike a true
That's it, bro.
All right, this is Psalms 33 and 11. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations.
So the counsel of the Lord doesn't understand this. That's why somebody get Micah 2:1. There's a point in there that a lot of people miss. Go ahead, read it. You got it. And somebody can look up the word God. Got it.
Micah 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Why? Because the Most High gave the earth into the hands of the wicked. So it's in the power of their hands. So that means what? That means they have the God-like power to make decisions for the entire world. See? So read that. The word God.
Yeah.
The blue letter.
This is Strong's H430, Alahayim. It says plural rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods.
So they have that God-like power.
Yeah.
You got something?
Yeah.
Somebody get Ephesians 6 and
That's what I was
12.
just thinking about.
Somebody get
I was just thinking about that.
and then you gotta look up that word rulers of the darkness.
Okay.
You got it.
This is the word power in that Micah 2:1.
Okay.
H410, Allah.
Yep.
It says God, God like one.
Yeah.
It also says false God.
Yeah. And that's Esau. Esau is a false God, but he's painted to the world like he's a righteous God. Because remember, the beast deceived the whole world.
Yep.
And there's still people that's under that deception
Yep.
all these hundreds of years later.
Yep.
How many? About 700.
Yep.
They're still under that umbrella or under that veil of confusion.
Con.
You know? Is there more?
It just also said idol.
Okay, so that's pretty, because that's what they want to bring.
Yeah.
See, they want to, their idol would be the New World Order, the Michael Sheehan. You know, because what did Jake do? Jake put away all of their religious practices with the Most High to go to the other nations and worship their gods for what? For the benefits of those gods. And that's what Esau is establishing. He's establishing a system to where everyone got to come to him. You know, he's the big cheese, so to speak. He's he's trying to take over the spot of the Most High.
Right.
You know, he wants to push the Lord out
He'll be the head honcho.
because he knows that he is not a part of the Most High's plans as far as receiving any good.
Yep.
Yes.
In the movie Fight Club, there was a scene where Brad Pitt said, "Look, we have to come to the conclusion or to the realization that the Most High doesn't love us."
Is that the end scene?
Well, it's like in the middle. You remember when they were in that house?
Yeah.
You know, it was a broken down house.
Okay,
They were
okay,
in there,
okay.
him and the dude. You know, he was having a conversation with his alter ego.
Oh yeah.
He said, "You got to come to the conclusion that the Most High doesn't love us," and that's pretty much Esau knows that.
Yeah.
That's why they have to create an artificial world.
And that's why I say what it's in the Zondervan Compact
Right,
dictionary
yeah.
concerning Edom.
Yeah,
It's the
well, future judgment.
Yeah.
No mercy.
Mercy, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's not promised any mercy.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yep.
Because you got to remember, Esau is the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and they are the people of the Most High's curse.
That's it.
When you go back to that word curse, it's something that's put aside as a sacrifice.
Yep.
So something that's put aside as a sacrifice can't be redeemed.
That's Isaiah 34.
Yeah,
Isaiah 34.
that's it. You know, and that's why the scriptures say that this is going to be a great altar here, like Elder Pastor always speaks about, and the people are going to be the sacrifice.
And Lazarus.
The fuel for the
Right.
fire.
And it proves that Esau will be here in the last days, you know, to suffer that punishment.
Yeah.
You know, because I even cornered the chat GPT with that. You know, because they were trying to say, no, the Edomites are done away with, so I was hitting them with different scriptures.
Yeah.
And then I hit them with Malachi 1 and 4. And they say, yeah, they're identified as the wicked, although other, you know, I said, yeah. And then eventually I got to the point where, well, in Isaiah 34, because they said that Esau is done away. So Isaiah 34, it says, the people of my curse to judgment.
Uh-huh.
So he said, yes, you're correct, you know, and your observation, very clever, and blah, 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 you know?
Hey, because it's about imputing.
Right.
A computer can only give you what
What
you input.
That's it. Intelligence.
It's intelligence.
Yeah.
So you have to put the information in there for it to give
Give
you
you
the
feed.
truth.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's a conglomerate of information that's been inputted, and
Yeah.
it takes, you know.
Right, it takes little from here, little from there. And pretty much, but what it's giving you is giving you varied opinions of everyone in the world.
That's it. That's
you know,
it.
But, you know, you have one truth,
You only got
one doctrine,
truth.
you know, one faith. So out of all of that, the Lord is he's breaking through all, that's why he says he's breaking through all those strongholds.
Yep.
Because all those strongholds have been taught for years.
Yep.
You know, you got to remember all of these, you know, Roman Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, you know, all of those different religions have been around for centuries.
Yeah.
You know, so being around for centuries, you have people that go and are drawn to those different, you know, religions depending on their faith and depending on how they were brought up. So we're, through the Spirit, bringing out something that goes against all of the principles that Esau established in this world as gatekeepers. So everything is being cut down. And that's what we got to read that Ephesians 6. You know, and that's why, you know, he's coming at it in that fashion. And that's why when they put that to Chat GPT, which, you know, I was watching, you know, on the way here, somebody sent me a video where you had a battle. Jake was battling, he was off the top of the dome, battling the AI. And they was going back and forth. They was, you know, getting down. And at the end, something that the AI said about evolution and the mankind, humankind is not really kind, and blah, 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 blah. And it's saying that's why something in the evolution, and it's like, that's where it ended. You know, so this is what Esau has to do. You know, he has to make an artificial world because he knows that in the future world of the Most High, he's not going to exist.
Yeah. Oh.
So he's trying to get out of. That's why he's searching the heavens. He's searching the earth, so that the Lord can do away with Israel and accept them again.
Yeah.
Because they know they don't fit in the next world except for as slaves and future judgment. The people of the Most High is cursed. The Hebrew word haram. You know, they're the curse. They're set aside for this great sacrifice of the Most High. First, it's going to be America, Babylon the Great. Then, after they serve their captivity, the Lord's going to gather every single last one of them up and boom, burnt them up. You know, and that's it. That's the end of Edomites. Never again will there ever be a nation on the planet known as Esau. Only time you're going to read about Esau, the Edomites, is when you go to the scriptures.
That's it.
They're not going to exist. You know?
Ephesians 6. Was that next, or we had something?
Ephesians 6 and 12.
Yeah, I had wanted to jump back to the Revelation 11:8.
Let me read this real quick, and then we'll go back to Revelation 11.
Ephesians 6 and 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places."
Now look up that word, rulers of the darkness of this world. Right?
Rulers.
Start with rulers.
Yeah.
And then it's broken up.
Yeah, it's breaking up. This is a Strong's G 2888.
The one that says rulers, something like that. The rulers.
The rulers of this world.
Yeah, it's just for rulers.
Yeah, that go to that one.
Yep, it says Lord of the world, Prince of this age.
Does it say? Let me see the Greek word.
The devil and his demons.
Cosmocrator.
Cosmocrator.
The word cosmo is an organization. You know, and Krator is to do or to rule. So the rulers of this world, which is what? The so-called Illuminati. Lucifer, scriptures call them.
Yeah.
You know, so they're the rulers of this world. And they're the ones that's, you know, that got everything set up in a curriculum. That's why you got these schools. The curriculum is pretty much, you know, programming the people how they want them to think for the future world. That's why, where do they go to get future rulers from? Colleges. Why? Because the college is an indoctrination field for the new, future rulers.
That's it.
And then if they get to a certain point, then they start bringing them out to Bohemian Grove. They start testing them out, seeing what will they do, how far will they go, so that they can know, okay, this guy, he gonna go far in our world. Because they don't want no one that's a goody two-shoes. You know, that's why the ones that are like that, they usually get rid of them. You know?
That makes sense because you go to these colleges and that's where you have these fraternities. Even with Jake, these Boule members are all fraternity members. You know, the gatekeepers for Jake, the black Boule, all of them go through these different colleges. Diddy, you know, TD Jakes, all these people go through these different colleges. LeBron. Which, you know, he's in that professional world to where they make him a gatekeeper. But then, even with Esau, you got the skull and bones. You know, in different fraternities and different secret societies and these different, the Yale and Harvard, all that is just the way that the elites filter out society, the new rulers that's going to carry on this.
Because the vibration.
That to carry this shit on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you go back to Revelation 11:8.
I got a word for you too, bro.
Okay. He still got to get a darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah, darkness. Did you want darkness too?
You could bring that up, but the main point was the
rulers.
Which shows you that it's people behind the scenes.
Yep.
You know, it's not just talking about, you know, the demons. The demons is who works with them to help them officiate the business. Like the council the Most High has in heaven with the righteous angels and the wicked angels.
Right.
And the Lord came against it. You know, because if he was against it, the spirit came up and said, I'll be a lion spirit. No, Lord, but now the Lord went and said, you're going to do it and you're going to prevail.
That's it.
You know?
Hey, this is a picture real quick. The brother was talking about how they in those fraternities, right?
That's slide.
You look at LeBron, we'll slide over. He got the tattoo on his chest of that, what you call it, bro?
Like a sphinx.
Like a sphinx.
Yeah. That lion head.
Well, is that the one with the? Because I know he had a tattoo of the boule.
Boule, that's what it is, a boule.
That's the boule tattoo.
Yep. Can you see it on there?
Look close.
And that's where you have what's called gatekeepers.
Yep.
So when you go to play basketball, professional, or you go to play soccer or whatever, some professional, you always got somebody that you know is in charge of who they can allow and who they keep out.
Yep.
That's what the gatekeepers is all about.
Yep. Because I know you remember, Pops, you remember that election when they had George Bush going against John Kerry? And they both voted for the skull.
Yep.
But that shows you that they breed their next leaders in these colleges, man.
That's it.
You know?
Well, the movie The Good Shepherd.
Yep.
You know, he was in college, and he was recruited for the Skull and Bones. Was that Matt Damon's character?
Yeah. Yeah, you saw what they had to go through, the humiliation they had to go through.
And the casket get pissed on.
Yep. Wrestling in mud. Who the fuck gonna do some stupid? That's shit that women do.
Yeah.
Mud wrestling.
And they do that shit to have leverage over them so they don't get out of pocket.
There you go.
You know, that's why they show you like, they do this shit like we did it just to show that, look, we will expose you if you get left, if you step out of these perimeters.
Yeah.
You know, but so they do the humiliation so they keep them in line. And it's all about upholding this current New World Order doctrine. Because going back to the Illuminati, going back to 1776, this devil Adam Weisenhower, who was funded by the Rothschilds.
That's a new one, brother.
Yeah.
I ain't heard about him.
Yeah, Adam Weisenhower.
How?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know it. Yeah. You know, different pronunciation. You know how it is.
No, I'm
No. But it just shows you that this devil was just tasked by the bankers to go and infiltrate all these different governments, these schools, these curriculums, these different industries. And it was to what? Plant that seed of this New World Order doctrine of man surpassing God.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what it's all rooted in.
Because he, like say know the scriptures. You know, they say train up a child the way they should go.
Yep.
That's why he indoctrinated in the early age.
Yep.
He got what? Daycare, pre-K, kindergarten, elementary, high school. You got middle school, high school, then you got college.
And that's the reason why they took the woman out of the household, to be able to indoctrinate the children and also to have two incomes paying the taxes.
Hey, Baba Kushal, get that darkness?
Yep. Get it.
It's the word for darkness, Strong's G 4655. Says skatos. Says darkness of night, darkness of darkened eyesight or blindness.
Darkened eyesight, blindness.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Metaphorically of ignorance, respecting divine things and human duties.
Ignorance in respecting divine things.
So now, what is what is the go between, I guess, for lack of better words, that's keeping people from seeing these things?
The
God of this world.
God of this world.
Right. The God of this world has blinded the mind of them which believe not. Why? Because they have the power to deceive.
Prince
And
of
that's
this
exactly
age.
what they did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like it said in Rulers, the prince of this age.
Right, yep.
Yep.
The prince of this world cometh and has nothing in me. See, but you know, this was what they were set up to do. You know, as scriptures say that the whole world wandered after the beast.
That's it.
So they will be following after America, you know, and the EU and all that in a blind fashion, like a zombie.
Yep.
And then there were some of those zombies, you know, that the Lord tapped. Okay, get out that line. You're going the wrong way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shook it off. Shook the dust off.
Yeah, that's why it referred back to like a dead state of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They walking zombies because they not physically dead, but they mentally dead.
The dry bones.
Yeah. Yep. Beautiful.
God.
Hey, you got a quick precept.
Bring
for
it
the
out,
apostle.
bring it out.
Yep, just going to what the apostle said. Go ahead.
This is Colossians 1:12. Is it giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints and light.
Verse 13, yep.
Is that Ephesians?
That's,
Colossians?
Colossians, yep.
Okay, after you finish that, can you go to Ephesians 1:18? But you
Okay.
finish that up.
Who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son.
Yeah, so just going to what the apostle said, the Lord, because we was all in zombie mode, marching to the tune of the Illuminati and, you know, this anti-Messiah doctrine. But the Lord began to pull the elect from the power of that darkness, man.
It was out of darkness to his marvelous light.
To his marvelous light.
Yeah.
You know, because now we see everything for what it is, man.
Right.
You know, eyes wide open.
Yeah.
That was it.
And it is a marvel, right? Because they like, where did they get this knowledge?
Yeah.
Like, we standing here on a campus that they built to teach our people to be destroyed and deceived, and exposing them. You know? We're like, how did they know about how we govern our system?
Yep.
How do they know how we control the people?
Yep.
Right.
Through divine intervention.
Yeah.
Yep. Tapping us on the shoulder now. Go this way.
That's right.
Fuck that college shit.
Yeah.
You know. Fuck the army. Fuck all of that.
And you know, also the Lord caused individuals that were a part of it at once to turn and speak against.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cause their mouth to fall.
What they call whistleblowers.
Yeah, you know, and that's another way that the Lord, you know, allowed us to see these things.
Yep.
Because the Illuminati for a long time they were secret.
Yep.
Even going back to the 90s. I remember this one Jake, you know, he knocked on the door and he was, you know, pretty much asking for, you know, for donations to go to college. And I told him, I said, oh, brother, you know, going to college. I said, the Illuminati. He said, Illuminati. I've been trying to find out what that is. Nobody want to tell me about it. And I kind of, you know, briefly kind of told him, you know, something. I don't remember exactly what I said. You know, but they're the ones controlling that. You know, this is a breeding ground for future leaders. And the only ones that get invited to the next phase are the ones that play ball. And they already know off the top, okay, now this guy gonna be a problem, but these guys right here, we got them in the bag. You know, and that's what they'll have. Like, no matter what you want to do, you want to be a rapper, you want to be a entertainer, an athlete, you want to be a content creator, you know, podcast or whatever. They have fields and gatekeepers for all of that shit. You'll be invited to this place, you know, and they'll see how far you're willing to go. You know, because they're testing your spirit, you know, to see if you will go all the way.
Like Satan tried to tempt Yahweh Shah.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep. Same way.
Yeah.
You know, but in that case, it was blatant.
Yeah.
These devils are coming at it like, well, you know, if you just do this little thing, you know, and just to see how far you will go, renounce, you know, your religion, you know, renounce the Bible and things of that nature, then you can go into that. See that door right here?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get in that door unless you do this.
Yep.
And then, you know, it depends on the individual. Then they go through that door. It's number freakism going in on in there.
The Diddy mattress.
Yep. Damn. The dirty Diddy mattress.
There was a guy, real briefly. There was a guy who was a content creator. He said he was invited to one of them parties.
Yeah. The Edomite dude.
Yep. And he said every room he went to was like a different color, a different theme. And they had different things they was doing, but then when they got to that last door, everybody was lined up, and they all had masks on. And they got to, and they all, like, if you Quran, if you was the Bible, you had to put your hand on it and denounce it if you wanted to go into that last door.
It reminds me of Eyes Wide Shut when it comes to
That's how it was. Yep. When he was describing their party. Yep.
How you go with that?
I got one too.
Okay.
Ephesians 1:18, it says, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe.
Right, because it says be illuminated. Because the rest of the world is not illuminated. They don't see the benefit of serving the Lord.
Right.
They only see the benefit of serving this place. What did Jake want to do? Well, we want to go back to Egypt, man. We was in Egypt. We was eating the garlic, you know, and the melons and the leeks. You know, what benefit is in serving the Lord, man? We out here catching hell. Out here, these goddamn beasts.
Right.
Out here and shit. We don't know, you know, motherfucker gonna attack us in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's hot. I'm hungry. You know, I had nothing to eat in 3 days. Did you bring us out here for to kill us?
You know Jake is playing.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
And that's why Jake would always go back to the gods of the nations, because the gods of the nations to Jake was like a drive-through window.
Instant
gratification.
You know, but don't understand that, that's giving you the instant because they pulling you away from your true power. The true one that's giving you that substance. And that's what Esau's doing right now in modern day Egypt.
That's it.
According to the working of his mighty power.
Beautiful.
So
I got one more.
Yep.
This is Baruch 4 and 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Yep.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Yeah.
And illuminated, Illuminati, Lucifer. Yahushua is also Lucifer.
Yep.
Oh, he said the Lord is. You don't understand what the word means. We're Lucifer. Light bearers. That's all the word means. It's not a bad word.
Yeah.
And it's never it's never addressed to the spiritual demon Satan. And when you look at the word Lucifer, it's not supposed to be a personal name. Like when you look in the English, it has capital L. That's in a small case.
Yeah.
That's a personal name. It's not supposed to be personalized because it's not a name.
Yeah,
It's just an attribute.
that's it.
You know, when you go to the Latin, when you go to the other translations, the word there is in small case. You know, the letter, the first letter is in small case because it's not a personal name. Right, it's not a proper name.
And that's why you always say it's a play on words.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. And you ain't gonna go to, even though in Revelation 20 and other places where it said the devil and Satan and the serpent, that's all dealing with Esau. So you could throw Lucifer in there, but it's not even in there.
Yeah. Like you said, it means enlighten. Illuminated goes into enlighten. And just like Esau, he wants to give you artificial light.
That's
There you
it.
go.
To keep you from the divine light. So
Right.
you got Illuminati comes with two sides. You got the right side of enlighten.
No, I drank out
You
the
got
bottle.
the left side of enlighten. That's why scriptures say. Go ahead.
No,
I know
I
you
drank
gotta
out
go
the
ahead.
bottle.
Hey, this is
I meant to put
Ephesians
it in there
5
because I had a case brother
and
wanted it.
14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh Shai should give thee light.
Boom.
That's it. So that's Lucifer.
That's why it says,
Shai.
least the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai should shine unto them. So, like, you got to.
No, you got it, Apostle.
Can I get this word
Yeah,
light?
go ahead, go ahead.
This the word light in the Greek epiphasko. It said to shine upon. Yahweh Shai will pour upon you the divine truth. It's the sun gives light to man and rise from sleep.
As the
Damn.
sun gives light to man, you know,
Yeah.
and it made me think about the scripture say that he shall pour out his spirit upon all
Flesh. Yeah.
Even going to these people that call whistleblowers.
Yep.
He was once a part of those
In the
societies
insiders.
to expose that
Yeah.
society.
Yep.
Because that's his spirit being poured out. And the spirit
Yeah.
is truth.
Come.
That's Psalm 60. What is Psalm 64?
Yup.
Make their tongues fall upon themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
That's right.
But yeah, that's beautiful how it's still lining up with Revelation 11 to 8.
Come.
Yeah.
You go to the
back to
dead
that.
body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Back to
Still
that.
lining up with it.
Come.
Because that goes with Ezekiel 37, the valley of the dry bones.
Yup.
But you could go back to that. I mean, unless somebody has something else.
I got a word going with that.
Okay, go ahead.
So you can go do some work.
Okay, oh, no, do your thing.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which is America.
That's it.
You know, it's not literally Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually.
It's spiritually Egypt. You know?
And then what the hell is this doing here?
This is exactly.
This is not an American pyramid. I mean, this is not an American statue.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get just another quick note. They couldn't even build this without permission from Egypt.
That's it.
To build this. They had to get permission from the whoever was in authority in
At the
Egypt
time,
at that time. They had to get permission to build this.
And this is made out of styrofoam.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And what happened to the nose?
What happened to the nose?
So you gotta be spiritual to what? Understand it.
That's it. What happened
You know?
to the nose? Why is the nose gone but the lips
Yep.
are still there? The ears are still intact. The eyelids.
Yeah, I look at it.
You know?
Got this word.
Bring it out.
This is I looked up Egyptomania in America. It says Egyptomania, the fascination with ancient Egyptian culture and aesthetics was a significant phenomenon in 19th and 20th century America. This fascination
It was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then too, because I looked
It's
this
a
up.
spirit that just
It attached them because it's Egyptomania. I
Damn.
looked up mania. It says mental derangement characterized by excitement and delusion, insanity, madness,
Yeah,
mad
because-
passion, fury. So like,
Because it said that they wandered after the beast.
yeah,
The beast used that deception and it got them all fucked up. That's it.
you know,
That's it. But they shall believe a lie. And who's mainly into that shit? Jake.
yeah.
You know, like like the Black Panther
Sidnella
community.
and Light and all them niggas.
Yeah, all them clowns.
Goddamn,
Pan African, that nigga.
yeah, he through.
What the nigga?
Who's on?
Pan African.
Which one?
Yeah,
Goddamn.
Dr. Umar Johnson. That nigga.
Oh yeah, the doctor, yeah.
You know, Esau used to eat the zombies, like not the zombies. He used to eat the Egyptian pharaohs, the mummies.
Damn.
Like, it's a science behind it. It's a word behind it. You can look it up. that I think the 1800s, because he had his archaeologists go into Egypt, but they believe that if you eat them, then they'll possess that power. So that was a real movement.
Esau's the devil.
And then there's a book called the Delectable Negro.
Yep.
Yeah, and they brought that culture here.
They used to eat Jake.
They used to eat Jake, like straight up.
Like cannibalism.
Like cannibalism, they used to eat Jake like straight up. That's why you had a chair made out of Jake's skin, a leather jacket made out of Jake's skin, the purses,
belt.
yeah, pillows made out of Jake hair. But Esau, that's another trait that he pushes back. He doesn't promote that characteristic that he has about himself.
It's just like Get Out when they was trying to get their certain body parts and shit to get those attributes, you know, from Jake.
Blacks in fashion.
Yeah. That's what the dude said. Yeah, blacks in
Now they
fashion.
do it in a more technological fashion, like BBLs and injections, and melatonin. You know.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there shall come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And part of that man of sin being revealed, which we know he's the Edomites according to the Bible, but also his characteristics. Like this is why, hey, this man, Job said, "What? I wouldn't have this man by my dogs." You know, he was pushing, but now we see, because he's the one that's gonna get caught having sex with the animals. He's in full-blown relationships with animals. But he also
marry animals.
He'll marry animals. He's the one that's putting corpse inside of food. Like McDonald's and all that.
Baby fetus.
Baby fetus. All right, but he has a nature, all right, that's opposed to Jacob. Jacob ain't like cooked food. Esau like that raw food. You know?
That's the word that you quote on. It's called mumia.
Mumia.
Yeah, mumia. It's also spelled mumia. Refers to a powder made from ground up Egyptian mummies that was used in Europe from the Middle Ages through the 17th century. People believe consuming the substance had medicinal and mystical powers.
Consuming the substance had medicinal and mystical powers. Because like Egyptomania, that was tapped in with Egypt, man. When Esau came into power, he had his archaeologists, and they would start studying the tombs. Hey, like what's the Raiders of the Lost Ark? Like all the studies was revolved around Egypt. You know? But hey, this man is beyond sick. But he gaslights our nation, and he puts us up as the criminal, as the sick people, as the degenerates. No, that's you by nature. You're eating people, man.
Cunning hunter.
Esau. And we get our last few too. What brother got?
This is Ezekiel 28:1. The word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thy heart is the heart of the Most High.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Now the Lord gave him this technology, and through that technology, this government lost his mind.
Oh,
You know, they
Obadiah.
said that's why Yuval Harari said we can piss the Most High off. We
Make
can
him as mad as he
create
wants.
water. We can create rain and all that stuff. It's like,
No, I would say Obadiah. That pride have deceived you.
That's what hard to see. Because why? Because of the power that they got through their technology. You know, so you were given access, you were given control of the planet, and it made you go crazy.
Well, it's like the pre-flood era. People got their idols and thought they didn't need the Most High anymore. You know,
it.
and now the idol was technology. Like when we have technology, we don't need the Creator.
Oh, that's why the Lord said that in Judges 10. When he said, "Go cry to them God." Go cry to them God that you have chosen.
Yeah,
you know, because he said, "Well, I will deliver you no more."
Yeah.
You know, so time is coming that's who they're gonna have to rely on.
And that's what the scriptures say, that the elect are not going to stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord in truth.
That's right.
See, so it's the truth. Yahweh said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, or set you free.
That's it.
See, so that's what's going to be the determining factor in these times. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of their times and strength of salvation.
Right, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I had one more.
Come on, you get that one.
You want to back up with the Revelation 11:8?
Yeah, then we're just gonna end it in Hebrews.
Okay. Yeah, so going back to the dead bodies, this Proverbs 21:16. It said, that man that wandering out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So showing that the wisdom woke us up.
Yep.
You know, out of the enchantments, you know, of Babylon, Egypt, Rome, you know, because America is, you know, all these different anti-Messiah kingdoms rolled in one, you know, because Babylon was known for being what, anti-Messiah. When you go into Nimrod, when you go to the study of his kingdom, okay, Rome was anti-Messiah. They literally crucified him.
Right.
You know, and then Egypt was anti-Messiah because they thought those pharaohs thought they was gods. You know, so Esau, he's the conglomerate of all these anti-Messiah kingdoms rolled in one, man. You know,
You got that God complex bad.
yeah, real bad.
True.
You got it, bro. You got something? Go ahead.
I had this go with Revelations 11:8 just to substantiate that this is modern day Egypt spiritually. So
Yeah, speak on it.
Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 10 to 11, it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt."
Yep. So this is during the time of Ezra in Egypt. Okay, we wasn't in Egypt at this time. Okay, actual Egypt. So he's speaking of a future time.
Right. So what are you talking about?
"But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before."
That mighty hand and stretched out arm is your house shot. That will be the one that redeem us. You know, go ahead.
"And will destroy all the land thereof."
Destroy all the land. So this is America being physically destroyed, the land mass, man, which is the lake of fire.
Yeah, because when was the land of Egypt destroyed?
Exactly.
They're still thriving. They're still the major hub in the world.
They pumping billions of dollars into Egypt.
Yeah, see?
Oh yeah.
You know?
That's it, Tori.
Hey, remember one of the plagues was the hail mingled with fire?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's symbolic of the missiles in this time.
This time,
with
that's
the,
it.
With the warheads.
And every plague was
Yep.
plague was a mockery of those guys that Egypt used to worship.
Yes,
Because you had the plague of the frogs, because they had a guy with a frog head.
Yeah.
The insects, they had the guy with an insect head. The livestock, they had the guy with a cow head.
Yep.
The plague of darkness, which is Amun-Ra, the sun god. So everything that the Lord did was a mockery to the guys of Egypt.
So what's up? That some guy took a break for 3 days?
Yeah.
You know, he was on a long journey, couldn't make it. The motorcycle broke down. Yeah. Damn, man. Sorry, man. Let y'all down. Yeah.
That big coffee.
Yeah.
That's what's that? Where Solomon did send a judgment to mark them?
Yeah.
So you got that because now that we know all these things, we look beyond Egypt. You know, go ahead, like Moses did. Go ahead.
This is Hebrews 11:24. By faith, Moses, when he was come up to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter,
Yep.
choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Hey, the pleasures of sin for a season. So the mindset that Moses had, that's the mindset we've taken on as we've been born in Egypt. Because wasn't Moses born in Egypt?
Yep.
But like you look at it, like Abraham was born in Babylon. Moses was born in Egypt, and Yahushua was born in Rome. But they all overcame. You know, they all found faithful to Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah, even though they was born into these anti-Messiah kingdoms. Go ahead.
Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt.
And this is something he hadn't even seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something that the Most High showed him. You know, he ain't even. The Yahushua wasn't even thought of like in these, thousands of years in the future. You know, and he already gave up all of that for the Lord.
For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
Yep. So he had respect to the reward of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah than what was right in front of him in Egypt. Because Egypt was a superpower, man. And Moses was on the level like the elites. Like these niggas that sold out, they're just do-boys.
Yeah.
Like Moses was actually with the elites of Egypt. Yeah. He
sat next to Pharaoh's son.
Yeah. He was really that guy.
He was tapped in.
Yeah. He was on another level. But he looked beyond that, because he had respect to the reward or the promises of our forefathers, man. You go ahead.
Yep. It says, by faith, he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king. For he endured as seeing him who is invisible.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why the scriptures speak about Jake going to Egypt for help. You're gonna be confounded.
Yep.
Here it is, you trusting in this broken reed. It's like you like all fucked up, you can't get up and you got the staff, but the staff is cut and you got like a spike on the top. And you're trying to get on top of that. And you need that to push yourself up and then
be that sea hill.
But Jake is still trying to get on there.
Trying to find a way.
I got a quick one. Hey, it's Exodus 11 and 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Yeah, because although the Egyptians are dark skinned, as we can see here, they broke his nose off. You can see now you had during the 300 BC to the AD era, they were so-called white pharaohs, Edomite pharaohs that took over. But prior to that, they were all dark-skinned people.
Yeah.
But the Lord still made a difference because even though all the people in the beginning were dark-skinned, brown-skinned, the Lord only chose one people out of all those brown-skinned people.
Yeah, and not custom separate us too.
Yeah.
When he breathed in the nostril the breath of life, that separated us.
He carved us out from him.
That's it. Yeah.
It was an ongoing rivalry, because you go to the Philistines, which one of the main rivals that
Israel went
against. But Philistine, that's the son of Mizraim, which is Egypt.
Yeah.
Man, these flies
That,
disrespectful.
That word in the not the Edamon, but the Zondervan for Ham, the progenitor of the dark race is not the Negroes.
Not the water, brother.
God,
The Libyans, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a separation.
Yep.
All right, well, you can take us out, Apostle.
All right, so with that, we pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, HaKadosh.
Pray that you were edified. Till the next time we say shalom.
Shalom.